Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I am coming on today talking about another topic that is all things holistic because this channel is about our holistic well-being, our holistic healing from a mental health standpoint. As we talk about all parts of us, mind, body, and spirit, I come from a background dealing with mental health in psychiatry, and I really understand the part of our essence and our being that requires us to look at ourselves from a holistic standpoint in order to overcome dynamics that we've had that impacts our mental well-being and our spiritual self and our physical self. And so today I want to talk about how creativity and fostering creativity can be life-changing for us. I think it's so important for us to talk about because many of us don't even think we have an ounce of creativity in us. I know that has been my story for many years, and that's because I always thought that creativity were for people who are in the arts, which many of us may feel. People who are artists, who are painters, who are in music production, people who dance, people who are in design. Like these are ways to be creative for sure, right? Is what we see in our society. And I think that's what tends to be termed as what creative is. But I want you to consider the fact that we are all creative. Even if we've not been intentionally tapping into that, we are all creative and we are all creating at any given point. Because creativity and to create means to bring something into existence, to bring something forth. And I want you to just consider this. When we think about our parents, we have a mother, we have a father, and we think about them. When a mother and a man and a woman comes together to create a child, when that child has tendencies of the mom, they say that the child has dark brown eyes like her mom. It's no surprise because you're part of each other. When a child has tendencies or behaviors that mimic the dad, it's no surprise because they are part of each other. And so if we know this, we should also consider that when it comes to the ultimate creator, if we can call the creator God, a force, I don't really think we have to get caught up in the name that we give the ultimate. But the ultimate is a creator. It has created everything that we see in existence today. And so if we know that and if we come from a creator, then why would we not also have the ability to create? It has to be a major part of who it is that we are. And so just with that alone, let's debunk this idea that we are not creative people. We are always creating. And the way that I want to really encourage you to understand how we always create is from our mind. When I mentioned that to create means to bring something to existence, it has to start with thought. We don't create without thinking about what it is we would want to create. Anyone who's created anything in this world, it didn't happen just because, I'm getting comfortable here. It didn't happen just because by chance. They literally had to have thought about it. And then after thinking about it, have some intention into bringing that thing into existence. This is the issue though. For many of us, the thoughts that we hold right now are based off of negative experiences that we've had. And I would not be surprised at all if that is the way that you may be thinking, then that your experiences that you're having today are also ones that you would not desire to have because they may be what you term as negative experiences. So if creativity starts with our thoughts, and if for many of us, our thoughts are coming from negative experiences that we've had in the past, then that in itself is what is creating a lot of our negative experiences that we're having today. And so when I talk about negative experiences of the past, But many of us have had adverse experiences in our past. We've dealt with hurt. We've dealt with situations that cause us to be fearful. We deal with situations that call us to sit in guilt or sit in shame or have a lot of anger or have a lot of regret. And if we're thinking thoughts from that lens, then the experiences that we have, they're just mirrors to what we're thinking, what we're holding inside. And so if you're someone who thinks that you're not good enough to do a thing, a lot of times you have experiences of either people saying something that confirm this feeling or this belief that you have within yourself, or someone may come along who also carries the same type of feelings that you have, because we attract in these different ways what it is that we hold inside. And what we hold inside comes from what we're thinking about ourselves. Or let's back it up. What we hold inside comes from what we believe about ourselves. And what we believe about ourselves first has to start from what we're thinking about ourselves. And often we're thinking about ourselves based off of experiences that we had in the past that have really held strong on our heart, and impacted how we view so many things. And so if that is a situation, just understand that a lot of our negative experiences, we are a huge part of creating those experiences. But the encouraging part about that is that, to the same token, if we are thinking on things that are loving, things that are inspiring, things that are encouraging, things that make us laugh, that make us happy, that bring us joy, if we start to think on those thoughts or focus on those thoughts, then we could start to have experiences that also mirror those thoughts. The biggest thing that comes up that can be a challenge is that when we've spent 30 years, 35 years, 20 years, wherever you are in your life, where you are age-wise, we've spent a majority of time with certain patterns of thinking. And so when you're getting to this point of having an awareness, because awareness is so big, that you want to have different experiences, you may start that process. Start thinking on things that are more loving, more positive, more inspiring, and then start creating from that, because that's where creation starts, right in our thoughts. But what can also happen is that we have these patterns that we've had for so long. Sometimes when we have not been a bit more intentional about shifting to these new thoughts or having a system of how we're thinking, when we're shifting to a new way of thinking, it can be easy to default back to old patterns. And so I say that to say there's also a part in this new way of creating where it's important to be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be encouraging to yourself, because you're already at this point of doing something you've never done, and you are looking to produce something better in your life for yourself, to give yourself credit for that, to love on yourself because of that. So when you have those moments where you fall back into these old patterns, just have the awareness, love on yourself because you have the awareness, and then try again. And then try again. It's not about being perfect. It's about this journey of learning something new. But what I will say is that when we start recognizing this and this power that we have in creating in our life, that our life is not just happening to us, that it could be happening through us because of how we're thinking, then we can start to play more with life and not be afraid of life and not take life too seriously. We can understand that we have a huge amount of power in our life, and it starts with our thoughts. And if we're carrying thoughts that we don't want to have, we have the ability to make decisions to start practicing focusing on more loving thoughts or thoughts that we would desire. Even if those experiences are not part of our life today, you can still think about what it is you would desire and start thinking from that lens. So I hope that this is something that can be helpful and open your mind up to understanding how the fact that we are creators in our life can start to help us to move from that in an entirely different way than we have, for the years that we have been here thus far. So let me know what you think. Try it out and let me know what you think. Comment in a comment section below. Also, if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. And I'll be back next week because I am posting one new video each week, all about loving on ourselves, all about our spirit and our mind and our body, and this whole new approach to holistic mental health well-being. I am Crystal Turner, psychiatric nurse practitioner who has gone holistic because I know to be whole is to be healed. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.